Transformation doesn't really start with what we do, it starts with who we believe we are. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Gentle Transformation Podcast. And today I want to talk about something that changed everything for me. And it's not about a new diet, it's not about a new workout plan, and it's not even about a new routine. It's about an identity shift. Actions never stick without identity. I was constantly forcing myself into change. I was trying to fix myself. I was trying to become a new person. I was trying to completely change my habits, but I wasn't successful. And after a while, even though I was successful for a while, eventually I was coming back to my old habits and coming back to my old patterns. No matter what my strategy was, no matter what kind of action plan I had, I was always coming back, because actually, even though I wanted to change, like really a lot, and even though I really honestly wanted to become a different person, to build new habits, and I think I even had the right motivation and the right attitude, but actually deep inside, if we are speaking about my identity, I believed about myself something completely different. I believed that I will never be fixed. I believed that I'm living in a constant struggle. I believed that in order to be successful, I need to suffer. And probably I didn't suffer enough. I had a horrible self-dialogue, inner self-dialogue. I had a horrible self-talk, especially when I was not doing what I were thinking I'm supposed to do. I was constantly blaming myself, constantly using such a negative talk. And I practically didn't have any self-trust, because I promised myself so many times that I'm gonna change. I promised myself that I'm gonna start a new diet, that starting from tomorrow I will become a different person, that I will start running, that I will start doing resistance training, whatsoever. And I promised myself it so many times for so many years. And actually, I never kept my word. I never kept that promise. So, of course, I lost self-trust. Now it actually makes sense, because now I understand that my actions, my long-term actions, my habits, they actually come from my identity. They do not come from my goals. And even though it's extremely important to set goals, it's extremely important to know what you want and have a certain plan, certain set of actions in order to reach those goals. And I love planning. I believe in goal setting. That's one of the most powerful tools. But at the same time, your identity, what you think about yourself, what you believe about yourself, are equally important. Maybe even, not maybe, definitely even more important. So over a year ago, when I had this idea again to change, because I was not happy with the place I was not happy with my body, I was not happy with my mental health, I was not happy with so many things that were happening in my life. So I again decided that again it's time to change. And I'm so grateful that at that stage of my life, I came across this idea of identity-based approach. Now I don't even remember where I found this information. Maybe it was something that I'm watching on YouTube, maybe something on TikTok, maybe there was a book that I was reading. Really, I do not remember where it all started from, but I only remember that when I heard about that, it was kind of like, oh my God, I found it. I found what's gonna work for me. And I started doing more research. I started listening more about identity-based approach. I started reading more. I started collecting more information, more tools that people can use in order to use this approach. And kind of identity-based approach, what the name suggests, comes from identity. When you put in the center of everything your identity, something that you believe about yourself, all those thoughts that happening in your head once you answering the question, who am I? And I like this idea, I like this approach so much, and all those very nice tools that come with that, like anchors. It's probably one of the best tools I'm using right now, but not only. And because of all of it, I actually had this mind shift. And this shift happened not not only in one aspect of my life. It's actually happened practically in all aspects in my life, because this is actual identity. Once you change, you do not change only in one area of your life, because in this case it's not kind of your identity. Once you're changing, it's happening everywhere. It's happening in your personal life, it's happening in your professional life, it's happening in terms of what you think about yourself, it's happening in terms of what you think about other people, it's about your relationship with food, it's about your relationship with yourself, it's about practically everything. That's how powerful identity is, because identity defines how you think about everything. It defines your attitude to everything, and that's why it's such a powerful tool. And I already see the difference. I see the difference in terms of my attitude to people in my life, especially. I see the change in terms how I see my work, how I see my career. I definitely see a big shift in terms of my self-talk, inner dialogue, what kind of words I'm using when I'm talking to myself. But today especially I would like to talk about the identity shift that happened in terms of my body, because I think for me it was one of the biggest challenges that I have, that I still have, because it's such a big, and because it was such an important part of my identity, that it's a little bit hard to change, and it's a little bit hard to shift. But because I already see those changes and I'm already on this journey, and I really would like to share my story here, my example, because I truly believe that this is a very powerful strategy, that this is a very powerful tool, and this is something that I would like to share, and I would like other people also to use it. Because the way we talk to ourselves, especially in terms of our body, what you understand when you say I like my body, I love my body, I respect my body, it actually defines so many things in our life, especially those important things like self-dialogue again, as self-love, self-respect, and self-awareness. So, loving my body, what does it actually mean? And it's not only about liking how it looks, even though it's also an important part of this approach, just not in the way I used to think about that. The way I see loving my body now, it's about listening instead of fighting, instead of forcing my body into change when my body is not ready. It's actually about talking to your body, like literally talking, and you're not crazy, and you can literally talk to your body. And I do it now regularly when I'm alone, because I don't want anybody thinks that I'm crazy. When I'm lying in the bed, when I'm about to fall asleep, when I just woke up, when I'm kind of in this still, kind of more sensitive mode, I'm talking to my body, and body actually listens. When I'm taking shower and I'm taking care of my body, when I'm putting lotion on my body, I'm constantly talking to my body, and I'm thinking about my body with love. And it's a skill. It's not something that happens automatically. It's definitely not something automatic that I used to do, because I'm not in the body weight I would like to be. I'm obese as of now, and for so many years I was even avoiding looking at myself in the mirror, especially when I was naked, because I didn't want to face the reality, and I was not happy with my body. I had this idea that I need to change it. I had this idea that I need to fix it because there is something wrong with this. And now definitely my relationship with body, my talk to my body is definitely so much better. So it's definitely a skill. First, you will just force yourself kind of into this change softly. You will start it. It feels like a fake something, but step by step, it's become your real talk to your body. It's also about responding instead of punishing. So once you don't feel good, you're not gonna punish your body for that. So when I feel weak, when I didn't have a good night's sleep, when I'm a little bit sick, I'm not pushing my body to do something, because I understand my body needs care. And probably my biggest eye-opener in this area, it's about choosing care and choosing rest when my progress is slow. And it's really so important. Even when now I'm saying these words, I feel like something start choking my throat and some tears coming to my eyes, because I do believe this is still kind of sensitive topic to me. And those tears and those choking feeling in my throat, it's actually the signal that I found something. I found some kind of roots of some of my issues. I'm not in a good place with these terms yet. I'm still working, and there's still a lot of work ahead of me. I understand that. I'm aware of that. But at least I'm happy that I'm aware of that right now. So it's not in my blind spot anymore. And really, like, now when I remember all those moments when I was tired, I had a hard day at work, I had something that upset me during the day, for example. My body was tired, my body needed rest, and instead of actually giving this care, this love to my body, something that my body actually needed, I was pushing more. I was practically punishing. So I remember this day that I had a really difficult day at work, and I had some unpleasant conversation with one of my colleagues. So I came home extremely upset. And with this upset mood, I started changing my clothes, I remember, because I wanted to do something, so I needed to change my clothes. And at that moment, I looked at myself in the mirror, and I literally started blaming my body, calling myself names, being unhappy with what I see in the mirror. And I literally told to myself, like, you will not eat today. You will not have dinner today. And now you will just go on treadmill and will walk there like for 1 hour. And at that time, it felt like a right strategy. But I guess even at that time, I was aware that it's coming from the wrong place. It was hate. It was hate towards myself. It was hate towards my body. And it feels so sad, actually. Now, I feel so sad for my body. I feel so sad for myself to being so harsh on myself. Now, definitely, I wouldn't do it. Now I'm aware of that, and now I'm trying to give my body as much support as I possibly can, especially rest. You know, for me, I don't know why, probably it's something connected with my family, especially I think most probably with my grandma, because when we used to spend summers with my brother at my grandma, she kind of always had a task for us to do. And I remember, like, I was a child, I wanted to run around. They living in some kind of like village type of place, like with very beautiful nature around. There was a pond with some fish and frogs that we were checking with my brother. It was a very nice place to spend summer. And I remember I especially wanted to like go outside and do something there. But kind of she had this idea that we always need to do something, that I needed to clean up the room, I needed to help her with preparing her dinner, I needed to help her with her garden, and I didn't want to do it. And I think at that moment I started building this habit of not giving myself rest when I wanted, because when I wanted to rest, when I wanted to sleep longer, or when I just wanted to do nothing and play around, my grandma used to tell me that you are being lazy, you should not be like that, you should do this and this and this, you are a girl, you should behave like this. And I guess that was the time when it all started. I'm definitely not gonna blame my grandma. She had a little bit different life than I do. Her strategies were different. She was also dealing with something. But this is something that I think was one of the main triggers that started this for me. And interesting enough, this is the time, I guess, my another problem issue started. When I was eating something, when my grandma prepared for us breakfast, or I was just snacking on something, she actually never told me to do anything. I was kind of left to eat. And I think when my brain started making this connection, When I'm eating, I actually can rest. When I'm eating, nobody will disturb me. And I think I brought all those strategies and all those thinking patterns into my adult life, and this is something that I'm still dealing with. But the good news here that I'm actually now understand that, because before it was definitely in my blind spot. And because this behavior has deep roots, that's why it's actually so sensitive topic to me, and that's why it's something that I think actually a healing way for me. Because now, when I'm kind of giving myself permission to rest, not telling that I'm lazy or I'm not efficient, I need to do this and that, but actually I'm telling myself, okay, now it's noon and I still can have a nap. It's okay to sit and do nothing. It's okay to sit and watch a TV serial without eating anything. And it's hard. Like, it's so hard, and even logically I understand why it's happening. And even logically I understand what kind of person I want to be, and it's so hard. It's like, even if I'm sitting for 5 minutes and doing nothing, all those thoughts, all those patterns still pop up in my head, and it takes so much effort to silence them, to replace them with something else. Definitely it's something that I still need to work on, but I think it's totally worth it, because if I can deal with this thing, which is something very deep and very personal to me, I think it will give me that freedom to do so many other things in my life. So yeah, I kind of step a little bit outside of this topic that I wanted to share, but kind of the main point here, it's for me now, loving my body means also to give myself care and rest without any conditions, and without blaming myself lazy or something like this just because I'm doing nothing. So overall, the way I see loving my body is now about actually building partnership with my body, having support, having understanding, having self-care, having a positive self-dialogue, accepting myself, accepting the body I have right now, and actually loving my body. And it's possible to change this attitude in case you are not yet in this I love my body moment. And I do believe that it comes through small repetitive changes, small repetitive actions. It doesn't happen at one night. It doesn't like just, okay, I understood, I want to love my body. Starting from today, I'm gonna love my body so much. I don't think it actually works like that. It can happen, it can be there, this moment that you will start understanding that you want to start loving your body, but I guess the true love comes through repetitive actions. And what I would like to suggest actually to start with, it's a question. And I already told in previous episodes that I believe that mindful questioning, it's a very powerful tool that help us to change. And asking the right questions and being honest and being curious and just answering those questions without blame and without judgment, it's such a powerful thing. And I guess in this area of loving your body, probably the most obvious question will be, what the woman who loves her body do today? How would she respond to this situation? How would she talk to herself when this or this situation happened? Would she blame herself because she had an emotional eating episode or binge eating episode, or because she overweight, or because she overeat? Would she blame herself? Would she shame herself for her body? Would she ignore her tiredness? And it's not about, when we are answering those questions, it's not about the perfect woman. It's not about the woman who can cover everything. It's just about you today at this very moment of your life. What can you do? What can I do today as a woman who loves her body? Not in the future, not the perfect future version of me, but now. In my current part of my life, in my current stage, in my current body, what I can do right now, today, as a woman who loves her body. And definitely she would do something kind, something small, but something kind, something supportive, which actually brings me to the next part that I would like to cover. It's about building those small micro habits, repetitive actions. And all those small habits, micro habits, small actions, they actually build a new identity. Through all those small actions, you are becoming a different person. And I would like to share my personal example, my personal small actions that I started implementing once I came across this identity-based approach, especially in terms of body love. And I hope they can be helpful for some of you who are dealing with similar issues, but definitely you need to listen to yourself, you need to listen to your body and find something that suits you, that fits you. So my first micro habit, it's about eating without a screen at least one meal a day, so-called mindful eating. At the same time, I'm using this strategy in order to build better relationship with food, because I have also emotional eating episodes, I have binge eating episodes. My relationship with food in general not so healthy, so probably this is something I do mostly for that area of my life. But at the same time, when I'm eating, when I'm focusing on food, when I feel how this food make my body feel, it's also about loving your body. Next thing, it's about choosing support in difficult moments, and it was something new for me. It's not was my typical behavior in the past. So once I had something that I was considering a failure, immediately blaming was coming. Now I'm trying actually to support myself, to support my body when I feel weak, instead of pushing myself to do even more and calling myself name. Now I'm actually trying to give my body support, rest. If I don't feel good, I will just take a shower, I will just go and lie for a few minutes, I will just have a herbal tea, I will just eat something. That would be my self-care. It's definitely about self-talk, and I've already been talking about it in so many episodes, so I'm not gonna repeat all of that, but the way you talk to yourself, the type of language you choose, the type of words you choose when you talk to yourself, it's so important. It's crucial for building healthy relationship with yourself and with your body. It's also for me about clothes that I can wear now, and I already told in the previous episodes that I used to buying like really nice quality clothes in a couple of sizes smaller because I was buying them for my new body, and I felt like I didn't want to spend much money on something that I will wear now, because in my head I was not in my body, I was already in that body that I will have in the future. So why to spend a lot of money and buy these clothes that I will probably not wear for a long time? So for my current body, I was buying something cheap and not quality because it was kind of temporary. But for my future me, for my future body, which I was never able to reach because of all of this, I was buying something more quality. And still now I have a lots of nice pieces of clothes in my wardrobe, which I never actually wore. Some of them already out of fashion, I guess, but I still cannot throw them away because I spent too much money on them. But they were definitely, they are definitely not for my body now. And now I'm consciously trying to buy something for the body I care now. And especially I've been doing it for the last year. I bought a lot of nice clothes in my body size now, even though it was hard, especially when I was choosing the clothes, like at the beginning of this journey. I remember when I was looking at the size, and it was kind of inside fight with me. Oh no, like I will not buy X large, it's too much. Let's buy at least medium or large. XL, it's too much for me. And now I don't have those thoughts in my head anymore. I'm buying my size, I'm buying X large. But yeah, it is what it is. And it's not only about clothes, it's also about self-care, skincare, body skincare. I didn't do it before. I don't know why. I'm actually really don't understand the reason why, but I was always thinking like I will care about my skin once I lose weight. I don't know. Now I'm again consciously trying to care about my body using all those body oils and body lotion, and I have a new skin routine for my face. And also about makeup. Actually, when I was in my heaviest weight, I didn't even want to take care of my hair. I didn't want to take care of my, like, how I look. I didn't wear, like, my clothes was so simple. I didn't have any accessories. I didn't care really about that. I didn't care about makeup, and now I'm trying to pay attention to that. I'm trying to wear nice earrings. I'm trying to wear nice accessories. I'm trying to wear really nice clothes in nice colors. About colors, actually, yeah, I also need to add, like, before it was all dark blue, black, dark gray colors. Like, now I'm consciously giving myself permission to wear bright colors, white, yellow, blue, green, because my body deserves to wear those colors. All those colors are not only for slim girls, they are also for me. Even though I'm not a slim girl, I'm a pretty girl, and I want to feel good. I want to like what I see in the mirror, and I like what I see in the mirror now. Or I'm sometimes see, it's really hard. Like, if I'm completely being honest with you, now in most of the cases I like what I see in the mirror, but kind of that voice inside my head, it's still there, especially when I'm tired, or when I'm not happy with something, or when I'm in a certain stage of my female cycle. Kind of those feelings in my head still popping up, but now I'm consciously trying to change them. And now I have so many nice colorful things in my wardrobe in the current size, and I bought myself so many nice earrings, because actually I like earrings and rings. Those rings also serve as anchors for my identity-based goals, but I will talk about that in one of my future episodes. And makeup, like, I started buying myself very nice makeup. Like, I use colors, like bright colors, even for my eyeshadows, and I use colorful, like, I use now that type of makeup that I actually never used before, because I didn't want to attract attention. I wanted always to hide and be invisible, but luckily now I don't have this feeling. And probably the biggest micro action that now implementing, it's about rest. It's again what I told earlier. It's about giving myself unconditional permission to rest whenever I want, without having this feeling that I need to deserve this rest. Just because I want to rest now, it already means I deserve it. But this is definitely something I'm still working on, because I think, as I told, this is still strong. This is still strong in my head. So altogether, all these examples, or all these small actions, are signal to my brain that I am the person who cares about herself. I'm the person who loves herself. I'm the person who loves her body. So again, I want to highlight that identity is something that we build step by step. It's not something that happens overnight. So every time when you decide to support yourself, every time when you decide to do something for your body, every time when you decide to put lotion on your body, every time you decide to choose a clothes for your current size, every time when you choose to care about yourself in those difficult moments, you are actually building a new identity. You are becoming that person that you want to be. And I want to tell something to all those of you who also want to start loving their bodies, but they do not know how to do it. I definitely believe it should start with a question. And question not like, how do I fix myself? But actually the question, how can I care about myself today? And doing all those small actions while you're answering those questions, it's something that slowly build this identity, because you start changing in your head, believing who you think you are. So thank you for staying here with me in this episode. This is something very personal to me, but at the same time, it's such a powerful tool that I really wanted to share it with you. And I want you to remember that you are not actually becoming a completely different person. You are not building a completely different identity. You just practically start remembering who you really are. So, thank you for staying here with me, and I will see you in the next episode.